Buckle your seatbelts and let's see people's real opinions on the world, not a filtered opinion. If you're interested in getting your story shared and getting your opinion out there, please send your story to me via email. The email address is in the description. I'd love to hear from you, and you may get a reply back from me inviting you onto my YouTube channel. Good luck.
Hello everybody, welcome, and today I'm joined by Brinston, who has modelled for Tommy Hilfiger, who has been in Sex Education Series 2 and has even starred in Hollyoaks as the Burger Barman. Today I wanted to really interview you, Brinston, on the perks, the disadvantages of disabilities in the modelling industry, and really just hear a bit about your life story.
Oh, hi. By the way, I'm Brinston Tchana, and thanks for that amazing introduction. That was really pleased with that. So, yeah, the advantages and disadvantages when it comes to being disabled in this industry, I would say there is more disadvantages than advantages. There is less advantages, first of all, because of our disability, and I think most people, most directors and casting agencies or whatnot, they won't want to work with someone that's disabled just because of the risk the risk that might come with that person's disability. They just think about the risk. They don't think about what that person could bring to the table with the talent. And that's one of the things that I feel like is pushing the industry really a little bit back, because they're more afraid to ask us this type of question of if you can do this, you can do that, if you're able to do that. So that most of them just feel like, oh no, he's disabled, so let's just not get into that world yet. You know what I mean? Because there's just a lot of different things that comes with working with the disabled than working with someone that's not disabled.
Yeah, totally. I mean, what was it like when you got into Hollyoaks? Because that must have been was that hard to find a role you could do as a disabled individual?
Yeah. First of all, even though I've got my own role, it is still not I would say like a first person role, like a main cast role. So it's just like a background role most of the time, kind of like an important background role, because I've got my own name, I've got my own post, I've got my own stuff, but I'm not still used as a main cast or part of a secondary cast. I would say, even I'm not even considered a secondary cast. I would just be considered like pretty much an extra. So just an extra with a name, basically. So, but it was quite a fun and I would say kind of teaching a lesson as well. When I started that, I learned quite a lot. First of all, knowing that not always when you receive a name or kind of like a set, you're a main cast. Nah, you still kind of be an extra, or they could still kind of treat you as an extra. And that's when I thought about like what I just said before, that most casting or most directors, they're kind of afraid to give more of a main role to disabled people. First of all, because of the risks it comes with it, and I just don't know. I just feel like they're just way more afraid to get into our world to work with us than what than what they're actually showing.
Yeah, what would you say? What how easy was it? Was because with disabilities, it's harder to do things. How did you find Zebedee? Because that's where your journey really started, wasn't it?
Yes, yes, it was, to be honest, because I started modeling by myself about a year and a half or so, 2 years before I joined Zibide. And I started modeling just kind of like to bring more representation for disabled people out there. Just that um, there are more disabled people I've seen that are way more talented, way more beautiful than what I have seen in the industry. So it was like, why are we not out there? Why are those disabled people? Why are they not out there representing us, showing that we are able to do all that stuff. We are able to bring as well a lot more on the table when it comes to filming and acting and modeling and all that stuff. We can still do that in our own way, sure, but we can still do that. And when I started by myself, there was nothing as representation, and not even a little bit, to be honest. And most of the casting directors and all that stuff, they would reject me. They would literally be like, I'll receive phone calls from casting directors. They'll be asking, "Hi, we've seen your profile on Star now, and we think you will fit for one of our roles that we're looking for." And as soon as I tell them, "Oh, I'm in a wheelchair, can I? Is your casting place accessible?" I'm not even asking if it's um fully unadapted for wheelchair use. I'm just asking if it's accessible. If it got like enough space for me to get in with my wheelchair, or it's got like a lift, because most casting places in London, they don't have that. So that's just what I was asking for. And when they hear me say I'm in a wheelchair, they'll just go, "Oh, you're in a wheelchair. Sorry. When are you gonna go out of your wheelchair?" It's just like, what? Are you serious? Are you literally asking me when I'm gonna come up from a wheelchair? If I could just decide that, I would. Do you think I would have been on my wheelchair? I would still be on my wheelchair.
Yeah,
So it's
literally.
like, yeah, it was just like you could just tell that they had no idea about a disabled person. They literally had no idea, and most of those were really offending. It just made me feel really bad, because I was like, so if I wasn't on a wheelchair, I would have got all these roles that you guys have been calling me for. But just because I'm in a wheelchair, you're not even gonna test me out for it. You're not even gonna try me out. You know what I mean? I'm like, I could do all the stuff. Like I could run, but with my wheelchair, I could just sprint faster. I could just wheel myself really faster. I could jump on my wheelchair as well. I mean, I could dance. I could do a lot of stuff in my wheelchair, but I just do it a little bit differently. And I could even make it funnier. So you could have like a more funnier character, I guess. But yeah, I feel like all every time I told them about my wheelchair and me being disabled, they would literally just cast me aside. And after that, I just wanted to give up. To be honest, I was like, "There's no point to me. There's no point on trying this." Like literally, anyone that hears about my wheelchair just goes the other side, or just turn their head. So until Zebedee showed up, Zebedee they messaged me. They saw my profile as well. They messaged me and they were like, "We are just starting. We are starting agency, and we're just gonna focus on disabled models," which was just great. It was just great because I wasn't. I actually was in other agencies, but I never received not even a single casting from those agencies. I just felt like I was just there, kind of to be like, "Oh yeah, we've got like a disabled person," but yeah, we're not going to try to push him
Yeah,
out for
almost
work.
to make you not feel rejected.
Yeah, yeah, they just literally just have me just like to be like, "Oh yeah, we've got someone in a wheelchair, and yeah, if they need someone anytime in the future, we'll just." They're not like, "Oh yeah, we've got this and he's pretty good," you know what I mean? To like push your talent out there. Now I was just sat in the back until Zebedee showed up, and it was just as you said, that is where everything started for me, because they were literally pushing me out there, putting me out there, putting my work, my talent, myself, and they as well, they were fighting for that representation as I was doing as well from my side, and it was just like two forces coming together and fighting as well, and then more people started joining as well, and it just become this massive agency, and it's just amazing. It's just amazing.
Yeah, and um, I mean, before you started modelling,
Yeah,
8 years ago, obviously you were paralysed,
yeah,
and you were playing football. Is that correct?
that's correct. That's correct.
So, what was it like changing from football to wheelchair basketball? Because that's very different, isn't it?
It is very different. It is a complete different world, to be honest. And to be honest, when I had my accident and to stop playing football, which I thought was going to be the thing that I would do the rest of my life. I thought it was going to be what was going to bring me to fame, like all these massive big players like Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. Well, which kid doesn't have that dream? Well, which kid that love football doesn't have that dream to become one of those greatest footballers ever? And I thought that was what I was gonna fight for the rest of my life. And I loved it. I loved football. And when I had the accident, it was just like my whole life just came crash down. Like I didn't know where to go. I didn't even know what to do. I didn't even know where to start. It was just like, what now? Like what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, I can't do it anymore. And as time passed, I become older, and even if I get back to my perfect state, or I just recover my mobility, I still wouldn't be able to like recover all those years that I've lose from not playing. So it was like, this is it. This is it for me right now. This I just don't have any other thing. And when I went back to college, when I started college again after my accident, that was where I was like, you know what, I need to look for something that will keep me active. Because obviously, coming from playing football, I was always active. I was always running around, always doing stuff. Always, if I wasn't training, I was out playing football with my friends,
Yeah.
just regular football. Then after that, I'll go back training. Then after training, I have matches on weekends. So I was always busy. Then after my accident, I wasn't that mobile anymore. I was just stuck in a wheelchair in my house, and that was it. And especially here in the UK, the weather wasn't even helping. So it was like, yes, this is my life now, because I can't go out with an umbrella, holding an umbrella in my hand and wheeling myself at the same time. It's just not gonna happen because I don't have three hands. So I was just stuck at home and couldn't do much. But when I went back to college, I started going to the gym. I started gaining way more back power and stuff, more and more mobility in my body. To be honest, like feeling more comfortable with myself. And that is when as I started going out as well. I went out to town. I went out town, but in Birmingham City Centre, and that is where I saw my coach, my actual coach now, Andy, and he was actually showing people in the mall what wheelchair basketball was. So he was just like showing, presenting to people that wheelchair basketball could be played by not just disabled people. It could be played by people that are actually well and not disabled. They could just jump in and still play and still have fun. And as I was just passing by, he saw me. He was like, "Yo, you want to try? You look strong." Obviously, I was going to say gym by that point. So he was like, "You look strong. Come on." So I was like, all right, let me try it. At least this is like something different. I've never done it before. And I mean, I've played basketball before. Everyone I've tried it at least once. I played it before, but obviously never in a wheelchair. So I was like, let me give it a try now that I'm in a wheelchair. I could probably start doing something like this as well, and maybe switch it from football, from the love I had with football. And I tried it and I liked it, and from there the love just started growing as well. So it was kind of like my coach kind of like pushed me into it. So yeah.
Wow. Well, you're really amazing. I mean, since playing basketball, you now play in the Paralympics. Is that correct?
Sometimes, so yeah, but we haven't reached the Paralympics yet when it comes to basketball. We're still like going regional and stuff. But yeah, that's one of the things that one of the goals that we're going for. So yeah, hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully
So,
sometime.
so, I mean, you're absolutely amazing. I think you are, from everything you've accomplished, you've achieved so much in life. And I'm really thankful that you were able to come on today.
No, thank you. No, I should be the one thanking you for having me on today and be able to share a little bit of my story. It's really great.
Thank you so much. And
No.
everybody, if you want to book Brinston as a model or for a shoot, his Zebedee profile is in the description. If you want to follow him on Instagram, his links are also in the description. And any other social media he may have will also be in the description. Thank you guys ever so much for watching this video. You're absolutely amazing, and I will see you soon. Thank you guys so much. See you for the next interview next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.